This video is sponsored by PokemonStore.com, the place for all your Pokemon TCG online needs. They have code cards from a huge variety of sets, so definitely check it out, PokemonStore.com. Also, if you use the coupon code ZapdosTCG, you get 5% of your next order. How cool is that? It's time for the yearly rotation for Summit. Might cause conversation cars relocate to the expanded location. Some decks are gone. Without hesitation, let's talk about the main stuff. Malamar's gone, we've had enough. Oranguru to control socks and PikaRom will have it rough. No electric power, no Boltner, no Thunder Mountain for sure, yeah. Other decks will just get older and will adapt, let's behold, yeah. But others will be gone, yo, like Granbull and Magcargo. Big Blast Quack Mega was fun though, so let's talk about what you need to know. Yes, it's time to check out the rotation of 2021. Let's go! What's up YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here and welcome back to another TCG video on my channel. I am very excited to announce that we have the information for the new season 2021 and there's going to be taken in a rotation on the 28th of August. So we already expected it was going to be team up onwards. That means all of your expensive Jirachi still survive the rotation. In this video I'm going to talk about which decks actually get destroyed thanks to the rotation. We're going to talk about every set that we lose from Ultra Prism all the way up to Lost Thunder. So if you are excited for this video, be sure to show the support by destroying the like button. This is a hard time with the coronavirus. We're not being able to play down in huge tournaments, so we're gonna have to wait for the 2021 season. And what better way to actually prepare ourselves by knowing which sets we're gonna lose and which sets are still going to be legal. So as you can see here, the official announcement here on the 27th of April, the day it's today actually. Maybe you're watching this in the future, but still I want to get the information out as quickly as possible so you guys are up to date. We see here team up onwards. We also have the Detective Pikachu mini set and Hidden Fates. Certain cards are legal except for the one that have an alternate art. So we're gonna just dive into the announcement here. The 2021 season, it states here that it's going to be taking place after August 28th. So that is the only logical solution here because of the awful coronavirus. Hopefully everybody is still safe and well, and we can just safely resume our hobby after the 28th of August. So the 2021 season is also very strange because lots of people already got their Worlds invite for the London Worlds experience, but those people don't have to just be disappointed. They automatically get their invite for the next World Championship on the 2021 season. So that means there's going to be an expanded Worlds, not the expanded format as to state here. It's going to be just bigger, a huge World with probably over 1,000 players, so it's going to be the biggest event you've ever seen. So if you already have some championship points from the previous season, you can just safely struggle up and get, of course, more championship points to have yourself a little bit of an easier time. I wonder what the gap will be for the championship points, but we're gonna know that sooner or later. So we see here, we see Sun and Moon team up and onwards. That means every set released after Sword and Shield. So Sword and Shield Rebel Clash and the set afterwards. Any set that is going to be released is also going to be legal. So team up on is going to be the new season. This is huge news because huge cards in the team up set like let's say PikaRom, Jirachi, all those cards will still be legal. Also Black Star promos numbered SM158, so 158 and onwards will still be legal, as well as the Sword and Shield promos automatically being legal. For Hidden Fates, excluding all the cards from the Shiny Volt subset, so that means that will not be legal anymore because they have alternate art. We also have the Pokemon Detective Pikachu set still legal, and also cards from McDonald's collection will be legal in the standard format, only if they're functionally in the identical card in a legal set. So that's that. For the expanded format, nothing has changed as seen here, but we're just gonna go and see for the first set, Ultra Prism, which cards are we losing from this set. We're gonna go and just scroll. I'm here on the side Proxy Croak. Very nice to be seeing a huge overlay of all these cards. At first glance, there's nothing much. Leafeon GX didn't see any play, but Aranquinate is one that is going to rotate. I know a lot of Italian players love playing Aranquinate stall deck, and this is a card that cannot get damaged by fire types. That we're gonna lose that, so unfortunately no more stall shenanigans going around. In Ultra Prism, there's gonna be, we see here all Pokemon didn't see a lot of play. Glaceon is gone. The weird Rotom decks are also gone. even though Glaceon is not seeing any play. So, and this set we're actually not losing a much. Also, Shinx should be one of the cards that people were hyping up because there's a Luxray and the Rebel Clash set, which is actually kind of viable, smacking 160 damage for a single energy. So that's Shinx that can evolve if you go second on the first turn. That is gonna be gone. Also the Luxio with Disconnect, putting the opponent in item lock. I know we're gonna get Vikavolt in the set in August, so don't worry about item lock anytime soon. Also, we still have, I think, Beheon, which is an interesting card. I do still think we have Beheon. Should actually check that. So the Rotoms are gone. Snuggly, Generator, Pachirichu, say goodbye to that. There's all these cards, didn't see a lot of play actually. Lunala, Prism Star, if you're playing that in your Malamar list. Yeah, fun fact, we're going to talk about Malamar in a very short minute. Rampardo saw a little bit of play, we're also going to say goodbye to that. There was one Passimian, but that deck died out completely with the first Sun and Moon set, Passimian being rotated out. There's this Weavile with Evil Emanation, say goodbye to that. Darkrai, Prism Star, being able to accelerate Darkness energies in your Dark Box deck, say goodbye to that as well. There's a fun Alolan Dugtrio, I like that card very much. Magnezone, accelerating Metal Energies. These are all cards we're gonna have to say goodbye to. Solgaleo, Prism Star, funny enough, with the Corona Impact attack. People made a lot of memes with this card. Duskmane Necrozma was good during its days, but this time around its damage output is going to be on the lower side. 250, still not cutting it, definitely because we don't have Choice Band anymore. Tapu Lele, Magical Swap, saw a little bit of niche play with some counter game mechanics, swapping around damage counters. Then all these other cards are irrelevant in my opinion. Yeah, Oranguru, a huge one. No more Research Management. I am so glad that this is gone. You have no idea. The many times I came across it in a tournament and I have a deck, the only thing I'm losing to is Stall, and then they flip around an Oranguru and I'm just like, oh no, Oranguru just Research Management. So glad that this is gone. This was so busted. Getting 3 cards from the discard pile on the bottom of the deck, insane. Silvally is gone. Cynthia is gone, ladies and gentlemen. Escape Board is gone. Lily's finally leaving the format. Mars and those control archetypes. Yeah, Palpite got a reprint, so don't worry about that. Volkner, a huge one in the Lightning decks, and then the unit energies are also leaving the format. We did see a couple of them in some ADP lists that relied on Kuzma Hala, so we're gonna have to say goodbye to that. Xurkitree GX, Celesteela GX, those are some promo cards that actually got also Pheromosa GX got a print. They were actually in a Sun and Moon promo box, but they have been printed here as a full art. They are all cards we're gonna have to say goodbye to. That's that. Also Peking Red cards. Yeah, Crushing Hammer got reprinted, so don't worry about that. So the most important cards that you're gonna lose from the Ultra Prism set is, for my opinion, Volkner, Cynthia, if I had to select like 5 of them, Volkner, Cynthia, Escape Board, Oranguru, Volkner, Skateboard, Oranguru, all that good stuff, and I still need to pick one more. What am I gonna take from this set? There's not a lot left, actually. And Oranguru. Those are my cards that I say that I'm sad to see go, but those are the best cards from Ultra Prism. So let's move onward to Forbidden Light. Forbidden Light with the Stinger GX and also Ultra Necrozma GX and Malamar. Yeah, lots of good cards going away here. Alolan Exeggutor, one of my personal favorite cards when the set personally came out. Got a lot of championship points during that day. Pheromosa with the free retreat is going away. Palkia with 0 Vanish. This GX actually saw a little bit more play with, of course, Frostmoth nowadays. Greninja GX saw a little bit of niche play, but we're gonna say goodbye to that. Volcanion Prism Star. Gonna go a little bit quicker. Then Malamar. We're gonna say goodbye to Psychic Recharge. Insane. Malamar saw play from the very first minute it got printed all the way until the latest tournaments it saw play. So finally saying goodbye to Malamar. Yeah, that's insane. Stinger GX, a huge deal in the Mewtwo list to have a better matchup against Stall, but then again, Stall also gets rotated, so we don't actually gonna miss Nagandel, but it is good for the checkmate decks. Do love those checkmate decks, but we're saying goodbye to Stinger GX, Nagandel GX. Okay, other than that, the Diancie Prism Star and Buzzwole, those are actually huge cards. Very insane counter against PikaRom back in the days. I used to play like Zapdos Lucario in the internationals like last season, and that was very nice. Put in 1 copy of the Buzzwole. Used this is such a busted card, and the opponent's at 4 prize cards, smacking 120 damage, insane. And that Diancie giving fighting decks some bit of an edge. A Valta GX saw a huge amount of play ever since Obstagoon got printed, because the damage output is going to be fantastic with Doomcount GX. Say goodbye to that. Sometimes we do see Dialga in certain ADP lists because they want to like, yeah, do some weird stuff, I guess. I don't know. Florgus, such an annoying card with Wondrous Gift. Say goodbye to that. Xerneas was in some Guardian lists. There's also Ultra Necrozma GX. Say goodbye to that. B-String. That was such a busted card when it just got printed. We don't see B-String that often anymore. We did saw it in the big Blacephalon list, as well as Green Blounce, but those decks actually faded to the background, so don't worry about B-String being gone, but it was busted back in the days. Dianta, a huge help for Granbull, or any fairy deck that wants to get resources back. Lysander Labs. We're not going to need Lysander Labs, mark my words. We do have Tool Scraper being reprinted, so don't worry about that. Metal Frying Pan. This is a huge one. Without that, all the Zacians are so weak against fire types. Victini V can just one-shot Zacians very easily. Same goes for Babe Blacephalon, so Metal Frying Pan is actually a huge one. Beast Energy, Ultra Space, so and the Unit Energy, of course. Okay, my personal, also Treasure, Mysterious Treasure was a huge deal. Okay, cards we're gonna have to say goodbye to. Treasure, Metal Frying Pan, B-String, Ultra Necrozma, Yveltal, Nagandel GX, maybe Lucario. I do play around with that a little bit. There's Ultra Space, Lysander Labs, and that pretty much, yeah, Diancie Prism Star, Boswell, and that pretty much cuts it. Of course, Malamar, the entire Malamar line swept away. Volcanion Prism Star. Okay. Moving forward, it's time for Celestial Storm, the set with Rayquaza. What do we lose here? That is important in the meta right now. At first glance, nothing. Magcargo, so the entire Magcargo deck that relies on Smooth Over to put an energy from the hand on top. Or actually, you can choose what you put on top of the deck, but mostly there will be like something like an energy, so you can abuse the ability of Magcargo GX. So Magcargo is gone. Smooth Over saw a lot of play. Saw a lot of play with Zoroark in the days as well, so this card was actually not bad. Articuno GX, Cold Crush GX. Ooh, control decks lose their entire setup. They have Oranguru that's not being able to be played anymore. Cold Crush Articuno being gone. There's also Swampert here. Swampert is gone. Saw a little bit of play. All these other cards irrelevant in my opinion. Yeah, lots of garbage cards in this set, to be honest. Alolan Raticate GX saw a little bit of play in the Ultimate Mew Mew list that Henry Brand used at the Perth Regionals, so say goodbye to Alolan Raticate GX. There is not a lot here. This Jirachi actually will become a little bit of playable with Rebel Clash, but then again, it will rotate as soon as we can play physically anymore. So as soon as the new season starts, this Jirachi with Wish Upon a Star goes away as well. Rayquaza GX saw a huge amount of play with Vikavolt during its lifespan. Rayquaza still managed to hang on there with Tapu Koko, Prism Star, and some speed, but Rayquaza's finally leaving the format. Slacking, not that people played Slacking, but this had ability lock. If you want ability lock, try out the new Galarian Weezing. I know it has treat cost, I know. Maybe you can pair it with lots of switches in your deck. Acrobike, that's actually a huge one. I do love the Acrobike and the format where you're not being able to play down a supporter on the first turn. Other than that, not a lot of cards see play. Energy Switch got a reprint, I think, so that's good. We have, yeah, not a lot. Hustle Belt for your Spiritombs. Lure Ball saw some play in some Roxy builds. Rare Candy got reprinted, and Shrine of Punishment, that's a huge one. Steven's Resolve, less because of first turn supporter rule. Super Scoop Up, I think that's also gone, but could get a reprint, I think. Maybe it already has a reprint. Correct me if I'm wrong, but on this set, let's see what are the important cards we lose. Hustle Belt, Acrobike, maybe Rayquaza GX, Articuno GX. Other than that, not a lot. I don't actually miss the set at all. Shrine of Punishment is a huge one though. The Shrine gets away, Lure Ball is away, Acrobike is a huge one. Yeah, for Pokemon wise, not a lot that we're gonna miss, but we do miss our consistency card in the form of Acrobike, which is very bad. So we lose that. And next up, we're gonna go to another set, and that's going to be Dragon Majesty. That was a really small set, as actually a mini set, but we still lose a couple of cards that might be interested in here. Victini Prism Star. This is one that saw, it's actually a build that Tord Recklove used for the World Championships and put Victini Prism Star on the map. That means that shuffling back all your fire energies that you put in the discard pile no longer is possible. You could use cards like Energy Retrieval or Fire Crystal, those are still possible, but getting everything back in one sweep while also dishing out a huge amount of damage is gone. So Victini Prism Star also saw play in Blacephalon list, so a huge card. Say goodbye to Victini. other than that, the only card I'm mentioning here is gonna be Quagsire, Quagnag. Of course, a lot of people love that archetype. Nagandel from Forbidden Light. I think we actually missed that one out. I think Nagandel is also gonna be... Oh yeah, does it print it? Oh yeah, it's in the Lost Thunder. That's the one prize Nagandel. So for the Dragon Majesty, Quagsire and Victini is the deal here. The other cards, also Altaria GX saw a little bit of play, so we can acknowledge that, as well as Turtonator with Explosive Jet, and of course, very important, Fiery Flint is gone. Finding your fire energies is still possible thanks to Giant Heart, so it's not a huge loss, but and so those aggressive lists like Baby Blacephalon will definitely feel the impact of losing Fiery Flint. They could add their deck with lots of Giant Hearts, but I don't think it will be the same, because having like 2 Fiery Flints in one turn gets a tons of energies in your hand, and that helped out a ton to like donk people or actually smack 300 on the second turn, etc. Turtonator good for the firebox, and then Altaria saw a little bit of play in those Mew Mew lists, and more importantly we have Victini Prism Star leaving the format, as well as Quagnag. So lots of cards. I say Dragon Majesty has a bigger impact than Celestial Storm. That was insane. And then the last set we're losing cards from is Lost Thunder. Okay, Lost Thunder is one of the sets that was actually very, very huge, a big set. Meganium, we did see some play with Meganium, Swampert, the Greninja GX, remember those days? Or maybe Nidoqueen also saw play with Quick Ripening Herb. We're saying goodbye to that. Say goodbye to the Lost March engine, so we're losing Jumpluff, we're losing Skiploom, Hoppip as well, I think Natu in this set as well. Chuckle, Fresh Squeeze ability, also losing that. Sceptile, I did have some fun with Sceptile, played that at the Harrogate Regionals, I did quite well with it, so yeah, Sceptile is actually not a bad card, but not as popular anymore, because of the fire weakness and Welder being broken. And then we see, I think Shedinja is also part of the set, so people playing Shedinja, Shaman with the Floral Hill, so Virizion GX saw play an Obstagoon to just have a lone Obstagoon out of nowhere. Magcargo GX saw play in the Chinchino Mill deck, as well as its own archetype, Magcargo GX, Magcargo with Orangaroo's. Saying goodbye to that. Blacephalon GX. This card was actually busted. It saw top table play for its entire lifespan, so say goodbye to Blacephalon GX with Burst GX. All of its attacks were very good, so that's a good card. Other than that, these are all cards that don't see play anymore, except for Mareep. With Fluffy Pillow, there's actually a Mareep stall deck, Mill archetype with also the Magcargo Smooth Over, so that entire archetype falls apart. No longer you have a Oranguru, Mareep, as well as the Smooth Over. Putting opponents to sleep was actually fun with that deck. Zipstrika saw lots of play to just discard your hand, draw 4 cards. Everything that draws cards is good. We still have other cards that can do that, so don't worry about losing Zipstrika. There's other draw engines like Chinchino, for example. Here we have Zeraora. I've seen some PikaRom lists without Zeraora. Zeraora provides free retreat, which is totally awesome, but now we just put in 4 switches in our PikaRom anyhow. The bad news is that losing Zeraora and a skateboard will make it hard for Jirachi engines to work, so I wonder if it's still gonna be a Jirachi deal here. We're gonna see if Jirachi is gonna be popular or not. Natu is gone. Wobbuffet is gone, so it doesn't shut down Prism Stars anymore. I think the only Prism Stars that survives like Tapu Koko Prism Star and something else that might be slipping out of my mind right now. We have Shedinja. Yeah, taking one fewer prize cards is insane, so that's all play. Giratina, Distortion Door. This time around, it goes to the discard pile and it's never coming back. Yeah, it always comes back in the Malamar list, but Malamar loses its main attacker, Giratina, as well as Malamar. That is insane. Then Nihiligo saw some play in the Ultra Beast decks, as well as like Zap Beast back in the day. We have Nagandel charging up, saw play in Blacephalon GX, saw play in Quagsire decks, maybe in Reshiram decks. This is actually a very good card, saying goodbye to that. Other than that, I don't think, yeah, here is Alolan Ninetales. Recently saw play an ADP list, except for like, they don't run Jirachi, they run Mysterious Guidance to find their item cards, their custom catchers, etc. Not gonna be a huge deal because I do think ADP lists will just adapt. Granbull, a huge part of the meta at one point during the Lost Thunder days. And then Blizzy was a fun card, and then Ditto. This is gonna be weird building decks because Ditto is technically our 5th basic. Let's say you're playing, let's say Malamar playing 4 NKs, and Ditto could be our 5th NK. Or you could play like a lot of stage 1s and then just play Ditto to can evolve and add to everything. That's gonna be weird with building stage 1 decks without Ditto. Lugia GX saw some play in the Green Zard Blills as well as Guardian lists. And that's the final piece of the Lost March deck. Trumbeak also leaving the format. Adventure back. Custom Catcher is gone. Don't worry about that. We get Boss's Orders and Rebel Clash, so that's fine. Contra Game saw a little bit of play. Electropower, huge one. Huge card. Faba also for control decks. Control decks fall apart completely. Heat Factory, you're gonna feel it in the Baby Blounce list, so Baby Blounce will definitely play like maybe three Giant Hearts, maybe even 4 Giant Hearts in combination with the Welder Fire Crystal, and maybe some extra Dedenne as extra draw power. So Blacephalon still survive. Electro Power making PikaRom like not a huge threat anymore. It can still go for first turn full blitz because Tapu Koko Prism Star is still not going anywhere. They will have to play lots of energy switches to adapt here. Life Force Prism Star saw some play in some niche grass decks. Net Ball, don't worry about it. We have Quick Ball. Elm's Lecture, yeah, Thunder Mount. Okay, Thunder Mountain is gone, so that is a huge deal here. We have Coco Prism Star to fill up the gap, but without Thunder Mountain, it's gonna be feeling weird. Not a lot of PikaRom lists will still play Guzman Hala, except if they rely on the Speed Lightning energy. So insane. Spell tag, so actually Malamar loses everything. And that's that. Okay. The worst cards for this deck to lose. Spell tag, because it can also be used with other psychic decks. So Spell tag, Electro Power, don't care about custom catcher since we have boss's orders. Zero Aura, Magcargo GX, Blacephalon GX. Don't care about Elm because we have other options. Thunder Mountain is also one I will miss. Heat Factory is my number 7. So there's already 7 cards. Ditto Prism Star, number 8. I think 10 cards we will definitely miss. I don't think we'll miss Granbull. It's a fun rogue deck, but isn't always consistent. Nagandel, number 9. And then one more. Yeah, the Giratina. Yeah, the Giratina is busted. Maybe the Mareep could also find a spot in this list, but those are cards we're losing entirely. Next up, Sun and Moon promos. We can use one from 158 upwards, so we'll see what will rotate with that. Okay, we are on the other side, by the way. We are at the Pokelector site, so we're gonna see here. Sun and Moon, what was already rotated? And that is the main question. I think this is rotated. Doesn't matter too much. Okay. From here on, we have Solgaleo with the Turbo Strike. Does it have another reprint as a gold archetype, or was that an alternate reprint? I'm actually gonna check that out later. I think Solgaleo with the Turbo Strike will rotate. 158. Okay, let's see here. 158. That means that, yeah, there's a couple of secret rare prints like Dragonite, Kingdraw, etc. But those were reprints. Some promos. Champions Festival is did we get another one? I do think we got another one. So Champions Festival not rotating. There's a couple of promos which aren't good to begin with. You have PikaRom GX and Reshiram GX. They never saw play, so don't worry about that. We're not missing out here. Nagandel GX, the promo one, also get rotated. I do think Duskmane Necrozma is gone. I'm actually gonna type that in. Duskmane. Yeah, the Duskmane Necrozma, the promo one that snipes 60 damage on the GX, is gone, unfortunately. And then, other than that, I don't think we're gonna miss a lot. I think only the one with Turbo Strike. I wonder if they got another number, the one Solgaleo. There's also a golden one. Not gonna be missing lots of promos, but the worst thing is that lots of decks will fall apart. So now, we're actually gonna go over to my favorite site of all time for the TCG here, and that's gonna be limitlesstcg.com. On this side, we're gonna be able to see which decks are actually falling apart. We're gonna go through decks and see here the past 3 months format standard by points. And we do see lots of decks here. I think decks that we can get rid of like is Oranguru. Chinchino Mill, say goodbye to that. We don't have ways to get stuff back from the discard pile. I think they could be running another card, but it's not going to be as powerful as Oranguru. PikaRom is going to adapt. So we have lots of decks here. Like we can get rid of like Granbull entirely. We can get rid of Magcargo entirely, Oranguru Control entirely, Malamar entirely. All the other decks will still be fine. Think about Abilities Art. Think about PikaRom, think about Blacephalon, non-GX Blacephalon, of course, because Blacephalon GX is gone. There's Mew Mew still surviving and Zacian ADP. So these decks survive, but we're going to see which cards are actually impactful enough to actually see what is the impact of this. So let's take, for example, the winning list of the Limitless TCG Qualifier number 1. And we do see here that and Pokemon-wise, we do see Jirachi stays, Zacian stays, even Absol stays. All of these cards will stick around in the format. Except for this Oranguru, that of course will rotate, but you don't always need it because this was an attack card against Mill. Because Mill is also leaving the format, it isn't even a big problem. The only thing here, custom catchers, you just replace them with Boss's Orders. Acrobike, so we lose a little bit of speed, but whatever. Other than that, all of the cards remain except for Shrine of Punishment. Shrine of Punishment is a huge one. People will probably grab to the Galarian Zigzagoon for the extra damage counter, or maybe Vitality Band, seeing as we do lose Metal Frying Pan. Alright, let's see, another deck here. I think Cinccino Mill, let's just open it for fun. I do think it falls apart completely. So we see Cinccino and Zacian still around, but Oranguru is gone, Magcargo is gone, and Wobbuffet is gone. Even though Wobbuffet was attack card against Victini Prism Star, so don't worry about that. But you can no longer mill 11 cards at once because Magcargo is gone, using Burning Magma. What else is gone here is that, let's see here. Cynthia Catlin, Yelgrand, all of these cards still in the format. So yeah, the only problem is that you cannot get your stuff back. That means that without the form of like getting cards from the discard pile back into the deck, I think Cinccino Mill, it might actually adapt if we find a card that does the exact same thing like Oranguru, but I'll doubt it. Ability Zard, I'm actually gonna check here. I think the only thing that Ability Zard will miss is the escape boards and the Heat Factory. Skateboard, Heat Factory, that's what I thought. Other than that, yeah, Fiery Flint maybe, but just bump your stadium count up to Giant Heart. Yeah, more Giant Hearts is good. And also, you're gonna miss Victini Prism Star, so you're gonna maybe have to rely on a different strategy, playing more Fire Crystals, I think. And yeah, the deck seems to be fine. You miss Turtonator, but you can just put in Baby Blacephalon as another one-price attacker. You still have good Gust with Ninetales, still in the format thanks to the team-up set. And yeah, you're gonna have to play 4 switches. That's always gonna be a must because we're gonna lose a skateboard. Jirachi could be stranded in the active position. You can still rely on Jirachi, but the problem is you're losing the escape boards, which is a huge deal actually. Maybe we're gonna see some more switching cards sooner or later. I'm gonna check out, is there gonna be a Mew list that doesn't run Malamar? Yeah, the Malamar Mewtwo list is completely down the drain because Malamar is gone. Malamar also completely rotated, Granbull completely rotated. I'm actually gonna take a Baby Blacephalon list, a PikaRom list, and a Mew list. Yeah, these are the most popular decks. Yeah, Spell Tag Malamar is gone either way. So let's open those up. So here we have a Mewtwo list that runs on Welder. What do we see here? Everything stays. I think Turbo Strike is the one you're gonna be missing out a lot. All the rest, yeah, Stinger. You don't need Stinger anymore because the opponent will not be running Mill, hopefully. Charizard GX from Hidden Fate, still legal. Victini V, Magcargo, yeah, that's always a pain. Magcargo GX and Solgaleo GX are actually very great GXs, but we're gonna have to say goodbye to them. Other than that, play Aurora Energies or maybe Psychic Energies in here, so you can rely on like Horror House and all that good stuff. You're not gonna miss out a lot. Only things here I'm seeing is a Skateboard again. Skateboard is actually a huge deal because lots of these Jirachi builds are gonna miss out on like retreating because you need your physical switch, so you can always rely on Jirachi in the late game because if you burn through a lot of switches, that's not gonna help out. Here is a Baby Blacephalon list. Of course, Blacephalon GX is gone, so you're gonna have to take an extra KO. You don't have to those cheeky burst GXs anymore. Victini Prism Star is gone, but we did see that Stefan Ivanov didn't even play Victini Prism Star, so it's not even a big deal. We have lots of great V Pokemon now, Victini V, Zacian V, Oranguru GX still in the format, and Fiona as well, so this deck is totally fine. The only thing I'm worrying about is that Fiery Flint is gone, so you're gonna have to play more Giant Hearts for sure, as well as maybe extra energy retrievals or maybe extra draw power, maybe a Dedenne. I don't think the Dedenne is in here, but you will need a Dedenne to be quick enough to be able to outspeed things like ADP. Yeah, Heat Factory is also a big pain here, as well as Ultra Space, so really, as well as the Acrobike. So this list didn't even run Acrobike, so in that place it's not even a big deal. But then again, Acrobike gone, Ultra Space gone, Heat Factory gone. Don't worry about, yeah, you might even worry about getting dunked, so definitely play 4 copies of the Baby Blance. Still gonna be able to adapt here, definitely considering the fact that Metal Frying Pan is gone and you hit weakness against the most popular deck in the format, and that's gonna be Zacian. Then PikaRom. PikaRom has been around like forever. What can we see here is that Everything as it seems stays except for Zero Aura GX, and Zero Aura GX does provide free retreat, so bump up your switches and that's going to be fine. The only issue here is that the damage output will be too slow. Voltner is gone, but you can actually put in like electromagnetic radars and put in Marnies and research. That should be enough to get you through the game. So, but the bad thing is that your damage output is way too low. PikaRom only smacks 150, so maybe you can add in vitality bands now, because yeah, that means that you can actually smack 160. Maybe you can get a cheeky KO on the Dene while having Tag Bolt, but Tag Bolt only smacks 200. That gets me concerned a little bit, so I don't think PikaRom is going to be a good deck afterwards. Not only that, we didn't even talk about Thunder Mountain being gone. If Thunder Mountain is gone, as well as the power with Electro Power, I don't see this deck doing or actually performing that well. The power level will be too low. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for this video about the huge rotation taking place on the 28th of August. Let me know what you think about this huge rotation in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to mash the like button, subscribe for more content, and just let me know your opinion about the rotation. Which deck are you still hanging on to for the rotation? I know Malamar left the building, Big Blacephalon left the building, Granbull left the building, so lots of these older decks that people got familiar with will leave the format, as well as PikaRom being like on a lower power level. So I think ADPization is totally fine. Still one of the most powerful broken decks ever. Baby Blacephalon will have to adapt with Heat Factory, without Heat Factory, so you're gonna have to get maybe some extra item-based draw. I don't know if we have any of that. Maybe you can play like a small Chinchino line in there, so you can actually have some draw. Definitely the first turnization will help with Quick Ball. It's all gonna be yeah, testing from now on. We also have, of course, Rebel Clash coming out, as well as the upcoming set in August, so that will give us a little bit of a hint of where we can go with the format. We do get Boss's Order, so don't worry about Custom Catcher and all that. So yeah, that is it, my yeah, first thoughts and opinions about the rotation of the 2021 season. Anyhow, have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.